This is Empowered Women series. In Empowered Women series, we have one-on-one conversations with inspiring women leaders to help you achieve your career dreams. This is Empowered Women series, and today is our episode number 2, Debbie Stanford-Kristiansen. Like most of the women I talk to, Debbie has been able to balance her work and her life. She constantly makes sure that she isn't stretching herself across both, but still brings as much passion as possible she can into both realms of her life. That has led her to be both very proud of her family at home and her family at work. She admits that a leader would be nothing without her team, and her team members are her greatest assets. Let's listen to more from Debbie in today's episode number 2. Hi Debbie, thank you so much for making time for this conversation today.
Listen, thank you so much. Honestly, it's fabulous that you're doing this. Really, it's wonderful.
Now, this is something I've been very curious about. What is the most difficult challenge that you have faced in your life? What is the greatest mistake you have ever made?
I took an opportunity which I thought was going to be amazing and wonderful, and I moved my family halfway across the world. I won't say the destination, but it was in the middle of a rainforest. And it sounds wonderful and it sounds fabulous. And for the few days when I went for the interview, and I was so excited thinking, wow, am I really, could it possibly be that I am going to be living here with my family? Wow, I would never ever in a million years have dreamt of that. So I got caught up in the excitement. I didn't do my homework, I didn't do my research, I didn't look into everything well enough. I got caught up with the excitement, roller coasted, and I didn't take time to reflect and to think. And so we just sort of, what is the hardest decision I made was that I made a bad decision. And the hardest decision was accepting that and then understanding what I was going to do to turn that situation around. And it was a massive, massive bad decision that I made. It really was. But I live by that because I think, well, if I hadn't made that decision and I hadn't made the decision to get out of that situation, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I think all things happen for a reason, and I think it tests your strength, your inner strength as a person. It tests your faith. So that's probably one of the hardest decisions I've made, recognizing that I had made a very, very bad decision, and I had taken my family along on that decision, but knowing that I needed to do something about it and turn it around, and I did. I did turn it around. It was uncomfortable for several months because we were living in a little bit of turmoil and didn't actually know what I was going to be doing or where we were going, and it's not just me that I was responsible for, it was my family. They had supported me and agreed to do this move, and then here I was saying, actually, I have made a massive, massive mistake, and actually, I want to move from here and go somewhere else. So that's probably one of the hardest decisions I've made. But the thing is, we're only human. Sometimes we make good decisions, sometimes we make bad decisions, but how do we learn from that bad decision and how do we move forward? Because we are human, it's inevitable we're going to make some bad decisions in life. That's how it is. But it's how we learn from that and we take it forward. And it's not being scared to make mistakes. We are human. We make mistakes.
You touched upon so many things there. Firstly, most important one, own up to your mistakes. It takes so much courage to accept your mistakes, and older we get, more successful we get, it's more and more difficult to own up to your mistakes.
Yes, exactly.
You have so many things to be proud of. And out of those things, What are you most proud of?
What am I the most proudest of, aside from my husband and my family? Number one. Number two, my Novo family, my team. And I, people say that sometimes blasé. I really mean it, because as a leader, you are no one without your team. And I always say teamwork makes the dream work. And a lot of companies forget that their employees are their greatest assets. So for me, one of my greatest achievements is building an amazing team. 100% mean it, and I mean it from my heart. Sometimes people tell me, "Oh, you're too soft. You live with your heart on your sleeve," but that's who I am. That's my personality, and I don't want to change that, and I don't want to become this hard, tough person who doesn't care about people, because I do care about people, and I think you can still be a great leader, be fair, lead, but you don't need to lead people by fear. You lead people by encouraging them and motivating them and making them feel involved, and engaged and appreciated. So for me, I 100% stand by that statement that I make, and it's not something that I make casually. It's something that really, it means a lot to me. And that's why, these research studies about having women on boards, as with other board of directors, you get a more balanced perspective and view. And I think, yes, we do make judgment. We do lead with our head and our heart. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing.
Women lead with their head and their heart, and that's what makes them stronger leaders. In the spirit of finishing this on time and letting you go, this one is my last question. What is the best advice you have ever received?
I'll go back to my mentors. There were two things. One, always be true to yourself, because people will see if you're being fake, if you're not being you, people will see through that. And then, anything that you do, people will never really believe you, or they'll have doubt in you, the trust won't be there. The other one, I absolutely follow this principle. You must give respect to earn respect. And that respect must be given to everyone, irrespective of who they are, their position, their title, their religion, their race, their culture, anything. You must always treat people with mutual respect. Give respect to earn respect. That's something I stand by all the time in my life, and I've always taught my children to do the same.
Thank you so much, Debbie. In a few minutes of conversation with you, I have learned so much. It's amazing how you value people and do it so selflessly. I'm so grateful for our conversation here today.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Empowered Women series. I hope our conversation today helps you succeed in your career and we have more women in leadership positions. If you haven't listened to our other episodes, you can listen to them on YouTube. Our channel is called Empowered Women Series, or you can listen to our episodes anywhere else you get your podcast from. Thank you.